Hello everyone. So welcome to the continuation of our model viewer project. Now, we actually want to make this responsive. Okay, so in our previous lesson, we tried checking out how responsive it would be using some extension. We noticed certain things wouldn't look well on mobile devices, especially since AR is geared towards mobile devices. So um, let's see something with Google Pixel. Okay, so you can see here we have this view in your space. Okay, this is what the user will click to view in their space. But on desktop mode, you wouldn't see this. Previously, it used to be shown, but I don't know why that it's not shown lately. So view in your space, okay, which is this particular code, the button. Now, by default, it's an ID. Okay, I remember changing this to a class. Okay, so it's supposed to be an ID like this. Okay, but once when this shows, okay, you notice we have an ID, and remember mention that IDs, you use ID once. If it's a class, class can be used double time. So this particular ID, okay, can be used once. Okay, if we're to be a class, if I type class, I mean I can reference this particular one anywhere. Okay, any number of times. Okay, and since our other model has an ID AR button, there will be some conflict. So what we have to do is to change here to a class, and then also change it to a class, just so everything works well. Class. Okay, so remember it's for the hot button slot AR button, viewing your space here. So meaning what we have to do is to go to our CSS. Okay, definitely the code comes with some reference. Sorry, with some reference to the ID which we've changed to a class. So we need to change that. Okay, so I'm going to scroll down. Then let's look for AR button. AR button. Okay, so AR button. So you can see it's referenced with what, a pound sign or a hashtag. Okay, since it's a class now, we just have to use a period. Okay, so let's go for another AR button. So change it to a period. Another AR button. Change here to period. Another AR button. Change here to period. Okay, so I think that should be all. There's a prompt. That's an ID for a different distance. Okay, so that should be it for that particular property. Now let's work on the resizing. So to resize, we need the property called media query. So at media query or at media and max width. So max hyphen width, colon, let's say 678 pixels. Okay. So at this particular width of the device, when the browser senses a max width of 678, we want it to do something. So let's see what we want it to do. So first, our head text, okay, which is this one. Where is it? Our head text, head text. Our head text is a pound sign. Okay, so it's a pound sign. Okay. It's an ID. So a pound sign head text. Okay, so head text in curly braces. We want to change the font size. Okay, font size, font size to 2 2 rem. Okay, remember we used. Okay, so you can see it's changed here, 2 rem, 2 rem. Okay. And then our subtext. Let's see here. It's called subtext. Okay, subtext. We also want to change its font size to, what font size did we use? I think we used 1.5. So let's do it 1 rem. Just going to copy this. So I'll copy this, paste this here, and change to one rem. Rem. Okay. Hmm. There's still this issue here. Okay, let's try working on something. So now we want our nav, you can see what is happening here. We want them to vanish, okay, when it's in the mobile view. So what we're going to do is we are going to do nav view all. Then we'll change to display flex, display none, okay. So you can see it's vanished. Okay, so in mobile view, we don't want the navigational text to show. Now let's see what we want to do. So now we want this to cascade below the other one. So this particular one to be below the other one. And remember they are inside a container called what? Main model container. Remember we did that. So main model container, or okay, rather main container. Okay. So we house these two models inside this container called, so we reference it main container. And then we want it to display flex. So display flex by default is still horizontal. So we give it a flex direction of what? Flex direction of column just so it appears below it. So you can see it's cascaded below it. Okay, but we still have some issues here. Okay, so we give it what? Row gap. So row gap, row hyphen gap. So these are flex properties row gap. Okay, of let's use 20 pixels. Yes. Okay, so now you can see we have some spacing here. Okay. Let's see if we can give it some padding below. So let's margin bottom. Let's say 30 px. The margin still isn't taking effect. Okay. What we can do is to rather do that for this one. Okay. So let's go here. Um, Second model, since it's below the other. Okay. So I want to give it some margin below, some spacing below. So I'm just going to some ID. So second model, margin below, margin bottom. Sorry, margin bottom. Let's say 30 px. Okay. So we can see we have the spacing for it. So this is our project. This is our project. Okay. We're able to do some resizing in responsive design. Okay. So basically, that's something to introduce you into responsive design or web design. So that's it. Thank you guys for watching, and then do enjoy the rest of your lesson.